doing this. When I created this cover, this was going to be my story. There was going to be the layouts on the inside, okay? So what's going on at the night market, okay? When I design a magazine, I like to pick 3 or 4 colors. That is my palette. When you have a magazine that's 30, 40, 50 pages long, there has to be some continuity from the beginning to the end. I try to establish that by using color, limiting my fonts, and doing a consistent style throughout. Okay, and that doesn't mean you need to be boring. It means that you need to push yourself. You need to be a good designer. And where does that come? That comes from time, looking at good work, trying to figure out how other designers did something. Okay, here are my colors: green, kind of a magenta pink, blue, golden yellow, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's it. I don't think I used this red. Okay, I created the colors then and I put them here. Okay, this is part of this becomes my palette. These are my swatches. Okay, so that I've already created that. Now, stylistically, I wanted this to be a little bit edgy. This is kind of a very clunky font. This is the type of font that's popular now. Is it well designed? I would say no, but it gives this impact and it gives you a certain feeling about what it is and what the designer is trying to get across. Okay, this particular font is very edgy. Look at the literally look at these edges on it. It's very square. There are no diagonals. Look at these little notches in it. That's going to give me a clue for what I'm going to do with the rest of my design. All right? Now, when you're working, you should be using these two, and in InDesign, you should be using these 2 icons a lot. This one is for putting on and taking off frame edges, rulers, guides. And this one, if you do your right click, you get all this stuff, cool stuff like normal, preview, bleed, and all that. Let's hit preview. Let's take off all these lines. Let's see what it would look like printed. There you go. That's our cover. Okay? Here's my first spread. What's going on at the 6/26 night market? All right, just generally speaking, I established this background color. It's one of my colors. I made it a little bit lighter. If you see here by tint, I made it about 80%, 79, 80%. It was just a little bit too dark, and for me it was too saturated. I continued it here, so you get this nice diagonal feeling. All right? Lead your eyes back and forth. I have a photo here, small starting. I have a large photo here on the right-hand side. This hand offering you 2 different plates to eat. You can choose. It's really nice, I think, a feeling. Here's a guy just chomping down. I think it's a great photo. It's small. I'm using it small, but it shows somebody really enjoying what they're eating. And here's another photo I placed. I have lots of great food and drink choices at the market. All right, that is a caption, and a caption explains what's going on in photographs. That caption is going to be good enough for the whole, all of these, okay? I have a little credit here, photographs provided by 6/26 night market. That will cover all the photographs in my article, all right? All right, now I started out with text on both sides. I decided I wanted some photographs here, so I moved the text to the next spread. All right, here it is. I also want to tell you why I did this little notch here. Again, trying to continue with my theme. Notice this 2 here. This is how the font works. It plays with numbers. It did this, I didn't, but I love this shape here, and I continued that here. All right? That's a stylistic thing. I made the first 2 paragraphs larger than the rest of the text. I did them bold, and then I did them in instead of black, I did it in a 70% black. It's in gray. Let's go on to the next spread. Here we go. This is where I continued my text here. And I actually added a little bit of text. Support business impacted by COVID-19. I added this. I went back online and I took this. Okay? And here are my 3 photos that I've decided to choose. I thought these were great. And then I put, it's not just food. And that is exactly this. I basically copied this and pasted it down there and put different text in it. It's exactly the same size as what's going on at the, all right? And I put it down here. I just love this photo. This is where it's going to fold, so you're going to lose some material here. It's a little tight. I might have to adjust this a little bit. Here are my photo captions, okay? Eddie Lee is waiting for you to choose one of his many great art portraits. Where did I get Eddie Lee? Right here, Eddie Lee. A lot of this, if you were actually working for a magazine, a writer would help you with this, write the captions, okay? So I wanted to get something other than just food because I started with just food, all right? Okay, so now we go to entertainment. They're selling stuff. We're going to continue. Notice these are up and down. I want to let you know that with the grid, let's go back to normal. I am still in this 3-column grid. But remember, a grid does not have to be rigid. Look at how loose I'm using it. It is just a guide. It's a guide for me here when to stop, as far as how far to get here. Okay? And then this is going to be a nice counterpoint to this. Now I'm using a background, I'm using this color again. That is one of my colors here, but I've tinted it down. If I select it, you will see it's 44%. It's just, you gotta, so it's a color, but it's a tint of a color I chose. All right, let's go back to preview. All right. Notice the preview cuts off the bleeds, okay? This is the last spread. I am using testimonials. Testimonials are from people saying, I really like this, it was great, or I didn't like it, don't buy this. You see it on Yelp a lot. Okay, so here I have testimonials. I did them in gray too. I did them in italic, and I put the names, I left the names in black. This explains a lot about my philosophy in design. What I like to do is to pick up on elements and repeat them in fun and creative ways. I've done that with the shapes of the letters of this font that I started with on the cover. Okay? Notice how I'm trying to balance out my photographs with my text. It's not easy. That's what a layout is, photographs and text. And you really have to work with that and go over and over again. Some things line up, some things don't. This lines up with this, all right? The name here lines up with this. But look at here, I don't line it up with that. Why? I don't want everything to line up. Not in this situation, because in fact, no, I'll leave that. In fact, it would make this seem less edgier and fun, okay? So this is my story. I finally put in this 626 photograph. I think it ends with a nice selection of people and food and drinks, and that is my magazine.